Good evening, Hype Nation. This is your hype coach, Su Manchu, coming back. Um, we want to talk about the present, living in the present. Now, we hear people talk about living in the present all the time. Ed Court told one of them that's always talking about living in the present. Deepak Chopra, Deepak Chopra talks about living in the present. And the reason why living in the present is so important because like they say, living in the present is actually a gift. The present is a gift. So the most beautiful place on earth to be in is the present. And the reason why is because the present is happening right now. So you can't get no better than that. Anything that's in the past does not exist anymore. Anything that's in the future does not exist at all. So the only real thing that there actually is the present. That's the only real place that you can actually be at. But anything can happen in the present. That's why the present is such a gift, because anything can happen. Possibilities are limitless. You can meet the love of your life. You can win the lottery. You can change careers. You can change your mindset. It's so many things that can happen, but they can only happen in the present. Now, what spiritual advisors and so-called gurus, what they're talking about by being in the present is basically not focusing on what happened yesterday or what might happen in the future, but basically focusing on what can I do today? How can I make a difference right now? How can I advance in my future right now? Like, we know that in the future we got goals. We want to graduate from school and we want to make it a certain amount of money. But what can I do today to make that happen? And if you stay focused more on today and right now about achieving your goals and staying in the present, then that's where all the possibilities are actually happening. They're not happening in the future. They're not happening in the past. It can't happen in the past. But it's the only way it can happen is right then and right now. So you have to teach yourself to live in the present. Now, it's not easy because you have so many distractions. You have a lot of people. You have a lot of people bringing up negative stuff in your life, old stuff. People always constantly remind you of stuff that you used to do, and sometimes even yourself, you would distract your own self by watching certain television shows, and you keep yourself watching old movies. You keep yourself in the past. A lot of times we keep ourselves in the past because that's our story. Now, one of the main things about getting out of the past is you have to change your story. You have to start changing your story. You can't be a victim all your life. You have to somewhere in there you have to change your story. My little brother's a NLP specialist, so he suggests timeline therapy, which is pretty good because I actually used it, and it's basically going back and in the past in your mind and changing some of the things that actually happened to you, some traumatizing events. So it helps you in your present state of mind, but you want to stay in the present. That's why a lot of times a lot of us get hurt or we go through so many things because we're living in the past. You need to stay in the present. So that's my video, real short, sweet. Stay in the present. Stay focused on things that's in the present. Understand that the present is a gift, and if you stay there, anything can happen.